President, Congress, Joanne Thomas, USDA General Secretary, moving the composite motion on tackling the far right, and very, very proud to do so. It's horrifying that this motion is even necessary, and incredibly worrying that popular support for the extreme right-wing parties has grown to levels that we've not seen since the 1930s. Congress, it's terrifying that the power and influence of right-wing figures has spread across the globe, and that their ideas have been normalised, and that we hear these appalling views in mainstream political debate, with increasingly right-wing agendas of the Tories and Reform. They are getting so much press coverage, and the politics of hate seem to have taken hold in our society. We know that racism is a defining feature of the far right, but this composite makes the motion very clear that the far right are also anti-feminist, holding and promoting sexist views about women and our role in society, as well as actively encouraging discrimination and violence against LGBT+ people, spaces and communities. We've witnessed disgraceful scenes of right-wing extremists on our streets, and it's clear from the racist attacks on hotels housing migrants and refugees in recent weeks and last summer that the far right pose a very real threat to people's lives. We've heard protesters say that they're acting to drive out a threat to women and girls. And I doubt if the irony is lost on anyone here when 2 out of 5 people arrested in the riots last summer had been reported to the police for violence and abuse against women. So let's be clear. These so-called protests have absolutely nothing to do with protecting women and girls. They're driven by racism and hatred and nothing more. The far right spread fear and anxiety in our communities and in our workplaces. They threaten lives, and they threaten the values of unity and solidarity that our movement is based upon. When millions of people at work are stuck in insecure, precarious work, when they feel like they don't have a voice because their union power has been crushed, this leaves a space, Congress. And in that space, the far right are exploiting fear. They are exploiting a sense of injustice that so many people feel, and they are using it to grow in strength and popularity. We know that ultimately the surest way to defeat them is by delivering decent jobs, good wages, strong and enforceable rights, well-funded public services, decent homes. And so now, more than ever, this Labour government needs to make a plan to make work pay, to deliver justice and equality for working people, and that really matters. What we must do is to present a positive vision for the future, and what we must do is show people how things can be better for them. What we cannot do, what we can never do, is try and out-reform reform. What we cannot do is pull mainstream politics even further to the right. Not only is it fundamentally wrong, not only is it against our values, but it makes the views appear accepted and acceptable. It will only grow the influence of the far right and boost their electoral success, particularly in the long term. The Labour government can and must improve the lives of working people, and this must remain their focus. It must remain the focus of us all. Congress, we know the unique roles unions have to play in counteracting the far right, and we will use our industrial power and our political influence to organise and rebuild workplace justice, to grow union power, to win for working people. This is how we challenge hatred and division. And we've beaten it before, and we'll beat it again, and we will stand together against this hatred. Congress, I move.
Thank you, Joanne.